Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Is it working? I can't see Boy Meets Mini. Boom. Is it good? You can? Okay, lovely. Just hasn't updated in the shebang shebang shabong yet. That's fine. No worries. Because I think you added that relatively recently, I believe. Could be wrong, of course. Yeah, it ain't showing up in the chat box. Yeah, I think it's because you added it recently. No biggie. It's all good. Probs needs to refresh. Probably. Probably does need a refresh. No biggie. I was downloading additional mods. So that's something I was also doing. Jet's mad. He's mad. Trying to see if I can make some more differing belts. What's funny is he beat Melania 2 minutes after I clipped him for that emote. Struggled on that fight for 8 hours. Oh, he's playing Elden Ring. Yeah. You know, I've, yeah, AK, the, Melania. The Blade of Mikola. She's, a struggle. Complaining. Of course, the dumbass Denims video that I put out basically is blocked. Why? Because of fucking annoying ass copyright. She played the copyrighted music, guys. It's like, alright, man. Fucking dumb. No, that's expected. Let's be honest here. That's not surprising whatsoever. It's just a little annoying. No biggie. I'm also thinking on if I want to take Wednesday off so I can schedule and upload everything for the 4 days that I am gone. Because it's going to be... Well, it's mostly just making a lot of thumbnails, timestamps, not much editing. I definitely have, even after today, more than enough stuff that still needs to basically be put together in terms of content for the days that I'm gone, which is technically speaking about 5 days. Right, no stream Thursday. Actually, I might be streaming Monday, the day I come back. I should be back home early enough. Yeah, I'll definitely be streaming Monday, so I'm gone for 4 days. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Are the days I'm gone. Obviously. What's this? Yes, I did get some more mods. Big water extractor. Yes. Look at this fucking thing. It looks funny. Yes. Good news, everyone. We're gonna be farming. Munradham did the big water sponsor memes. I do not know. I do not know. I also did add. I added a bunch of stuff, which means there's probably going to be some new resource nodes like this. Oh boy, we're going to be extracting dirt. You're going to go dirt tasting. I don't know what that did, but it did something. Finely ground copper ore particles. Melting furnace. I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Iron gear. I've seen this before. Now, where have I seen some of this stuff before? Pepe. Yes, more conveyor belt types. Alright, get up there. Yes, it's not like Factorio. Well, I mean, okay, doing belt balancers is also a pain in the ass in Factorio, but it's more of a pain in this game. How much do these move? We got super pumps now. I think we have some other mods that are being integrated into a bunch of this stuff. I'm thinking codependencies and whatnot. Factorial balancers visually make sense to me. I mean, you know, unless you get to... okay, that's true. Unless you get to some of the, like, massive schizo ones, like a 20 by 12 or some shit. Then it's just like, what fucking incomprehensible mess am I looking at? It's just like, it's balancing my stuff, dude. Like, I'm turning 20 belts of stuff into 12 belts of stuff, dude. Like, come on. Then, not so much, but... Yeah, you know what I mean. But you know, today was not looking all that eventful, Boy Meets Mini, and then all of a sudden it became extremely eventful. You know? My favorite kind of days. Like, all of a sudden it's just like, oh, there's like nothing going on. Actually, here's everything going on. It's like, alright. Fucking... cool? Jesus. Like, what the fuck? Titanium and nickel, eh? Reasonably far, actually. Okay, okay. What about nickel? One node that's pretty close, actually. Alright, let's see nickel. Daho, why are you pronouncing the word nickel like that? Because I can. It's over here. Ew. Why does it look like that? No, it's just the texture looks funny. What happened to your place? Haha, got him. What's up, 5 Blitzer? I think it looks like that when it oxidizes. Who knows? Daho, why are you making the game more complex for yourself? Because I feel like it. Now let's put this.
Fuck all these lipstick YouTubers and chicken shit redditors. Fuck this 24/7 internet spew of Discord and VTuber bullshit.
Everyone is saying this. Salt, huh? A fucking wooden gazebo? What the? And we got a lot of wacky products here, eh? A lot of wacky new products. I don't want fucking shit. You're playing Farming Simulator? Epic. Hell yeah. I too am a farmer as well. Of the Constitution. Nyeh. Like, how am I Protoss? I'm a Pokemon. You're clearly a Protoss. Alright. Someone get Fox. Get all these danged fucking Boy Meets Mini viewers the hell out of here, because they're being dumb. Talk shit about Boy Meets Mini's fucking viewers. Yeah, fuck you, Boy Meets Mini. Yeah, that's true. Boy Meets Mini. Boy Meets Mini. We need more fucking espers to be kicked. I'm a Boy Meets Mini viewer? Who said that? Who said I watched that cringe, idiot, stupid head? I don't watch. I observe. From the shadow. Yeah, I just say schizo and then I leave. Schizo posts, leaves. You wouldn't get it, Fox of Fate. They don't get it. Ah. They don't fucking get it. There's too much random bullshit, god damn it. Oh, no, it's exactly 5,000. Hell yes. I don't know why this is called Infinity, but whatever. Yeah, I did assume your pronouns because I am trying to make you look like an ass. That's true. Fuck you. Yeah, you thought you could fucking woke scold me? I'm more woke than you, okay? Shut your goofy ass up. I'm 10 times more woke than you are. They call me the critical racing theorist. Or racist theorist. That's what I am. And you think you can out-woke me there, buddy? Yeah, okay, bro. I'm so racist, I go back to being woke. It's horseshoe theory all over again. That's how woke I am. I'm so woke, I'm racist. Welcome to Infinity Milestones, eh? What the fucking putingus is this? What the fucking putis? I don't know. Yeah, I ate Mitch McConnell's phylactery. I ate him. I was like, no. That was that. Oh yeah, I also got new power infrastructure. Because I was just like, I want some power infrastructure that's new. I got solar, I got solar available, I got wind turbines available. It's going to be epic. I'm just going to put them in a bunch of different places. You know, it's going to be cool. I'm also going to put them in sections where there is for power production. Curious how exactly they'll work, but, you know. You bought a shotgun. Why is a... Okay, I have to say. Why is someone as young as you, 5-Witzer? Why can you fucking buy a shotgun? That's all I have to say. That seems kind of strange to me. What do you mean, Trump? I have beautiful, clean coal. I don't know what you're talking about, but I need some solar panels. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. I don't get it. So we're gonna have to build a bunch more segments to build all these various products. That'll be fun. Oh boy. As if all the blocks could not be big enough. Ugh.
Put this.
Jesus. Okay. I just want to take a look at this stuff. What does an Aquila grinder do? Ground copper ore and ground iron ore. And it gives a... Boy Meets Mini, are you seeing this?
Ties of cringe.
We're getting some fuck-ass byproducts. What the cock and balls is this? Okay, I'm gonna fuck with a lot of that shit. Probably I'm gonna make it a completely new, separate facility, I think. Pipeline Mark 0. Probably so then the thing works. A cooldown station. Whoa. Look at this fucking thing. I just want to take a look at these things. What do you do? What the heck is that?
China.
We're getting fuck-ass byproducts. What the fucking putingus is this? Look at this. Look at all this putis pow. Literal fucking putis. Can I burn the carbon in coal power plants? Question mark. Wow, this biomass burner's big. Oh, this is cute. Fix-It coupon? This does look nice, though. Wait, what the fuck was that? Hold on, we're doing some investigative journalism. Okay, I thought for a second there were anime women where it said mods. And I was just like, anime? In my factory building games? What the... We're trying to factory build here, not look at anime. I was about to get racist. This building could generate 30 megawatts of power based on altitude. Okay. But if it's in the vicinity of another building of the same type, performance will not be optimal. Okay. Okay, Boy Meets Mini. It says the fucking jabroni who looks at VTube Studio on stream. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. And I re-got my farming mod. So guess what? Farming is back on the menu, boys. We're gonna be farmers. This will probably be put in a separate location, I think. Somewhere else. Water turbine, photovoltaic cells. Water turbine node, eh? Solar panel mirror. Solar power tower. Okay. Generates 8 megawatts per day. Okay. What's this? Modular power generation. Boiler platform. Converter platform. Cooling platform. Place steam and CO2 chimneys. CO2 chimneys. Disperses CO2 in the atmosphere. Okay. Steam cooling tower. Use to disperse steam into the atmosphere. Biomass heater. Biofuel can be turned into heat. Makes carbon dioxide that needs to be vented. Sus. An LV generator, a turbine, boilers. You trying to fucking factorial max here? What's going on here? Carbon refining, eh? Okay. Interesting. More like I'm becoming the true American by being more racist, obviously. Come on. We should know this. God. The true American farmer is a racist. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get the normal Satisfactory stuff out of the way first. And then the modded shit is my plan. The modded stuff, especially with that one fucking thing, is blah 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 blah. He was an oyster farmer, yes. Oh no, I mean it's over for him. It's done. His campaign is it's cooked. That shit is fucking completely cooked. It's over. Okay. All that is fine and dandy. Fucking wood foundations, eh? Well, this thing's bugged. Imagine being an anime watcher. Couldn't be me. Anime? Fucking weebs. Do 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 do. Oh boy, getting all these damn milestones done. What's up, Big Jerry? How's it going, buddy? So true, Big Jerry. Oh, man. Oh, tired. Many people are saying that this is what needs to be done. 2 mega.
Put this.
Alright. We got the fucking Putis Maxer out in full force. Streamer, do something. Putis.
Put this.
Alright. You'll run out of channel points eventually. Listen, I have put this as a subscriber emote. Think about it. Think about it. Joke's on you, I have 4.9k channel points. Joke's on you, I have way more than that in other channels. Fuck you. Yeah, true. Yeah, when you could actually have Putis. SMH my head. Look at that, U235. You don't actually have Putis. So you keep talking about how you're a fan of Putis, but are you actually truly a fan of Putis if you can't post Putis? Oh boy, more power.
Put this.
Alright, I'm just curious. Let's take a look at this wind turbine. How much do you generate?
The reason you're cringe is not because you ain't skilled, but because you ain't ballin' on that stank-ass Windows 95 pewter.
That's true. I don't have any wire. Look at that! It produces 5.4 megawatts. Oh, that's not bad. Way to go. This little guy. Wow. Okay, good to know. 5.4 at around ground level. Then how, if I go up, because each one of those can produce 30, I believe. 30 megawatts, which is it's not bad. I mean, it's effectively free, right? It's free. It's free power. Okay. How does this shit work? Boiler platform, converter platform. CO2 chimney used to disperse CO2 into the atmosphere. Steam cooling tower. Biomass heater. Any solid carbon-based fuel to be turned into heat, which makes a waste product. Carbon dioxide needs to be vented. So that's what the chimney is for. With this coal heater. Any carbon-based fuel, eh? Okay. Sure. And then that gets put into boilers, which boils the water, which then spins the turbines for the generator. If I'm understanding all of this correctly. So that's the steam that spins the turbine, which spins the generator. Fascinating. And this is what we can use excess carbon for. Carbon mesh. Reinforced carbon. That, whatever that means. And then there's steel ingots and automated wiring, which means those are used to make those products. Or can be used to make those products. Excuse me. Okay. Also, it's official. The host nations have now lost within the World Cup, all at the exact same moment. They all lost. Boy Meets Mini, what are your thoughts on this?
I say motherfucker America, mother,
About what I expected. I mean, we're gonna talk about the FIFA corruption because that's some rank bullshit. I'm gonna be honest here, and not really surprising. It was a close one. Yeah, the United States got kind of trounced by the Belgians rather. They're gonna be eating waffles for a long time, of course. But I mean, the fact that Trump basically fucking tainted is very funny. Not kind of trounced. Okay, yeah, they got fucking owned. Is that what you want? For one is crazy. Yeah, I know. It is crazy. Like, when I saw it, I was just like, ooh, Belgium's up like 2-0, like 2-1 right around halftime. It's like, the U.S. could potentially make a comeback, but I don't think so. And then I saw 4-1. I'm like, yep. Yeah, about what I expected. And then they lost. And then everyone cheered because Satan was defeated. Boy Meets Mini in particular was the most happy. Why? Because he's racist. Obviously. Duh. Come on now. We all know this. All that talk about critical
True, and yeah, that's pretty true. That's true.
Racing
that's
theory?
True. That's true.
No, it's
true.
Race,
that's pretty true.
It's
that's pretty true.
racist theory because he's racist to America. You know, I was thinking about going over more Papegasus's video on the Denims lawsuit because I just wanted to make fun of him because it's really bad. And mostly because I hate him. But then I was like, nah. I'm not space rocks. What the? Not like space cocks. Nyeh. Nyeh. Oh, this thing is not as big as I thought it was. Can't find a master building. Master building? Does it need the turbine? Can't find a master building. Okay, I believe it's meant to be this stuff. Okay, so used to place any type of heater or any type of boiler to produce steam. Ah, interesting. Oh, and this is what we need the fuck-ass byproducts for. Very interesting. Why don't we take a look at some of those? Are they not available? Copper frames. The fuck? Okay. A device that can be programmed to move and manipulate objects automatically. Robotic arms. What the fuck? Salted water filter equipment. An equipment to add to the simple fluid extractor to only get salted water. Okay. Copper tubes. Hmm. These recipes are so interesting. 1 per minute just to make simple mechanical grips. Photovoltaic cells. This is what we want copper mesh and some of the other stuff for. Okay. Or carbon mesh, rather. Where are the carbon mesh? Or do I just not have the... I don't think I have it unlocked. None of those things. It's this, right. Okay. I do play Pokemon games, yes. I have playthroughs of a bunch of ROM hacks on my fucking YouTube channel. I've not played one in a while. I've been getting a bit of an itching to play one. Yeah, he's an Indian that lives in Singapore. He's an immigrant. Also, Boy Meets Mini, I think more Papegasus gives Mutahar a run for his money. I'm gonna be honest. I think he gives Mutahar a big run for his money. Still despise Muta, but yes. Yeah, he's extremely dumb. Like, Muta is stupid, but he is not as stupid as Pegasus. Like, Pegasus is just an idiot. Okay, carbon-based... Now, I would like to look at these parts, then. Curious. So, carbon tends to be a byproduct. Okay. Okay, sure. Indians in Singapore are a byproduct of indentured labor. Listen, let's not think about it too much, okay? Oh, what's this? Carbon steel ingot. With carbon dust and iron ingots, 30 steel ingots per minute. 12-minute cycle time. Or 12-second minute. Jesus. That'd be crazy. Is that good? Is that good? Seems okay. Like, it's not bad. It's made in a foundry. It's not the worst. Especially considering, I mean, okay, the ratios on this are kind of shit, though. 100 per minute with the carbon dust, but the carbon steel ingot is 45 per minute in terms of consumption, or carbon dust. That's pretty shit, man. Not good ratios. Not good ratios whatsoever. It's like you can have almost 2 to 1 in terms of machines, but nope. Okay. What are these things? Problem that I have with these Boy Meets Mini? Well, it transports a configurable main menu amount of resources per minute. So I can just tell it how much to fucking The fuck? What is this? Force allow cheats. Pepe. Where am I allowed to configure this stuff? Oh, here we go. Where are you? These, okay, so the 1.5 is 90. This is very, oh, I have to enable them like this? I can only edit this from the main menu. Okay. Can't edit this from here. So I can only adjust these numbers in the main menu. Gotcha. I just want to see what the numbers are. That's 30K right there. That's a lot. Reading. 4.5 is 650, eh? Interesting. Put this. Okay. I've done the reading I've needed to do. All of my reading is complete. Something which Asmongold is incapable of, by the way. Alright, so, the thing I wanted to do today was to take apart this iron facility that we have here. I want to finish up, before I get all into the modded stuff that
True, and... Yeah, that's pretty true. That's true, and... Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I appreciate
that,
buddy.
That's pretty true. That's pretty true. I mean...
So, before getting into all the modded stuff I decided to implement, I want to finish up with this bullshit that I'm working on here. I'm probably going to put all the modded stuff in a separate area. Probably up in this area over here. And then connect it all with trains. Do basically the exact same system that I have here. But it's all isolated to this area. You know, just to... It's just for the sake of simplicity, I think. For the sake of simplicity, mostly. Because then I can just be like, well, if I need stuff from the vanilla side, I go to the vanilla side. If I need stuff from the modded side, I go to the modded side. That's the tentative plan I'm going to be working with here. Very cool. Oh, also, I got the DGGers mad. They're all like gloating about Graham Platner probably leaving the race because of the rape case and stuff like that. Bro, guys, you people fucking associate with Destiny. And they're like too stupid to understand the fucking hypocrisy. Like they're just basically taking it all literally, saying like, well, Destiny doesn't have a rape case on him. It's just like, okay, wow, you people are like just astronomically fucking stupid. The point is that you guys are not coming at this from a principled fucking position or stance. You motherfuckers don't care about the rape whatsoever. None of these people actually care about it. That's the thing. They're just doing this to try to get some dunks on lefties. That's it. Because these people don't actually fucking care. That's the fucking position I'm coming from. Unfortunately, we are dealing with DGGers, and DGGers are not very intelligent. Like, their ability to process, like, complex social thoughts is, shall we say, low level at best. It's a difficult challenge for them to be able to process complex social situations. You know what I mean, Boy Meets Mini? Fluid small awesome sinks. Well, these are... I definitely did not install these, but these are like random dependencies. Whoa, look at this thing. Well, this is definitely convenient. Oh, we'll make use of these little guys. Sure. We'll make a couple of these things. Definitely very convenient, because they're schmoll. Look at how schmoll they are. Schmoll. But yes, Destiny viewers have, like, basically no leg to stand on if they're talking about, like, wanting to be, I don't know, protectors of women or whatever. Because, again, they unironically support a fucking dude who has, credible allegations against him for possessing revenge porn on a bunch of people. So, like, yeah, like... Not to mention all the fucking weird shit that Destiny himself has constantly said about, like, women and sex in his fucking life. Like, but, again, we're dealing with cultists, so the irony is lost on them, because these people are extremely non-intelligent. They're very stupid people, genuinely. But then again, such is the life of the DGGer, unintelligence is a requirement to be a DGGer. It's a prerequisite, in fact, of being a DGGer, to be quite honest. I really don't need the ladder anymore, eh? I don't. I can just get rid of that thing. Alright, well, let's fucking tear all this shit up. Bye-bye. You know, I was thinking about installing a mod that lets you make dismantle bombs. And you know, it does about what you would expect, and that is, it is a bomb that dismantles things. I'm just like, oh my god, that would be so convenient for me. Because this is a lot of material that I'm going to have to throw away in sinks and stuff. That's going to be a real pain in the ass. Alright, let's just cut a big old line. And take this all apart piece by meticulous piece. Also, remind me, Boy Meets Smitty, did I ever, quote-unquote, endorse Platner? I don't think I ever, like, explicitly say I endorse Graham Platner. I think I have said that people should probably vote for him, because he's the significantly better candidate in comparison to that of Janet Mills and whatnot. You just said he was the practical choice at the time. Yes. I do believe that is also what I said. Mostly to just be like, because I do anticipate with, like, all the the shit that obviously happened with Graham Platner. I do think his campaign is pretty much over. Like, it's done. Susan Collins, in reaction to this, she was actually mad about it, which I found to be very, very funny, because the guy that she's probably going to have to go up against now is going to be probably more significantly more, like, way more difficult for her to defeat, because she has to talk about substance, and she can't do that, because she's substanceless. So, that was funny. All the GOP Oppo research, because this stuff was actually not dropped by the GOP. This was actually dropped by the Democrats, funnily enough. Because, you know, establishment doesn't like the fact that he is, in terms of policy prescriptions, more further to the left. Because let's be honest here, the Democrats did not do this Oppo research because they care about victims. Far from it. They don't give a fuck about that. They give a fuck about maintaining their power. That's it. Now, I do think what he did overall was bad, and it's just like, yeah, you're fucking Wallachie cooked, bro. It's over. Because all the stuff that came at him before was not credible, and mostly came from fucking GOP operatives. And it's just like, meh. Or it was just like people yapping about him and just like kind of just saying stuff about him, and it's just like, okay, I mean, like, yeah, he's kind of like poor judge of character. He may be a liar and a manipulator and stuff like that, which can definitely be bad, but we're seeing, like, there needs to be some fucking meat to that potato. Because right now it's just a potato. You know what I mean? And now we got the meat. It's like, okay, now we actually got a big something that says, like, yeah, he's the Wallachie fucking cooked. And I do think he is Wallachie fucking cooked, bros. It is pretty bad. Also, Ban Empanada is, like, gloating about this as well. Dishonestly, of course, Ban Empanada could give less of a flying fuck about rape. He's not coming at this from an honest place whatsoever, because he's a freak. Everything in terms of Ban Empanada's sort of input into all of this is not because he cares about the victim, but because he just wants to get, like, a dig on the Hassan orbit. Same with the Cavernacle. Those guys also could give less of a flying fuck about rape. They don't care. Most of the people that are talking about this actually, fundamentally speaking, do not care about the actions that Graham Platner did. Fundamentally speaking. Most people, in reality, do not care about the fact that women have been abused here. I'm going to be quite honest. Same with all the blue MAGA dipshits. For them, this is an excuse for them to continue attacking the left. They, too, are also not honest in any of this either. But, you know, I'm kind of, like, preempting the points that I'm probably going to be bringing up in the segment itself. But know that basically, don't fall for the delusions of all the blue MAGA weirdos and the tanky dumb fucks. Most of these people are not actually fucking principled or care about sexual assault. They don't give a fuck. Like, most of the motherfuckers are saying, like, he went to Iraq, like, 4 fucking times, blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's pretty fucking irrelevant to me, I'm gonna be honest here. Again, there are plenty of people on the left who've been to Iraq, who have been in, who have participated in the, America's imperialist fucking wars and desire for fucking conquest. Would you throw them away because they did that? I mean, for some of those people, it'd be yes, because no principles, and they're not actually interested in playing politics whatsoever. But basically what I'm saying here is that there's going to be a lot of charlatans who decide to come out of the woodwork in terms of all of this. Oh, my fucking inventory's full. Alright, well. No power. Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, eat that stuff. Eat it all. Shove that in there. Shove these in here. And I'll keep the rest of the stuff around for now. Also because I can soft get rid of them. Alright. That is... the primary area of all of this taken care of. Lovely. Have I ever said how much I like the grappling hook? Well, it's worth mentioning again. I like the grappling hook. It's really good. Stick those in there. I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna stick iron plates and a bunch of other stuff. I may just stick them in some other, like, random industrial storage units. Somewhere else, I think. For now. Just fucking... Just fucking throw them in here, eh, bud? Fucking right. I think I'm just gonna have to eat all of the iron rods that we do have. Alright, this is probably the biggest section that we need to take apart, is all of the constructors. The smelter area is one of the big parts. The other part is all the other shit we have. Everything except the automated miners will be eaten. Okay, I'll also save a bunch of the concrete. There. All that will get eaten. Alright, that is part 1 of taking apart the iron facility. Now it is time for part 2. The constructors. I did kind of build this facility a little early before I started taking shit apart, but whatever. Although you want to know someone who has been somehow has like I don't know, always been correct in terms of all of her moves and positions. It's AOC. AOC never talked about Graham Platner at any point in time. Never endorsed him. Didn't say anything about the fucking primary. Makes her look like a fucking sage, to be honest. It's like, what does she know? She just knows more. Like, how does she do it? She's like a sage. She just knows everything. It's kind of insane. I guess one of the other things that I have been doing consistently on Twitter, though, Boy Meets Many, is pushing back against a lot of the individuals who were essentially saying that Graham Platner is sunk because of a lot of the initial allegations. And I've talked about it before, but those things were fucking half-baked and really bad. Like, let's be honest. The sexting scandal stuff was fucking dog shit. Like, why the fuck are you complaining about this? A bunch of the other sort of associated scandals and whatnot, especially from that Lindsay Fifield individual. Again, that's a GOP operative. And people were saying, like, we should fucking believe that inherently. And it's just like, dude, it's a fucking GOP operative. They have reason to lie. Like, what are we doing here? This is nonsense. Don't be stupid. And a lot of people are like giving a lot of shit to various sides of the aisle. Like people who are anti-Platner from the beginning are getting a bunch of shit from people who still think that Graham Platner should stay in the race, and that this stuff is like, they're like using a lot of the exact same logic and arguments that a lot of people who are anti-Me Too are using. It's just like, okay, I mean, this shit's kind of wallahi cooked if this is the fucking logic that we're going with here, bros. Like, oh my god, she made all that stuff 5 years out. Like, she had a perfectly fine relationship with him there. Why is she coming out with this now? The timing's weird, blah, 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 blah. It's like, why are we doing, like, weird anti-Me Too projections right now? It's very strange to me. You know, just, you know, it's a little weird. Just a little weird. And the arguments are just bad. Like, there's text with the therapist and the therapist herself corroborating a lot of stuff. That's pretty fucking bad. Which should be fairly obvious, but a lot of these jabronis are like, nah, we're gonna have, like, some strange parasocial attachment instead. It's like, well, okay, dude, nice meme. Very stupid. Well, I guess I could store all the screws into the screw area. It's already built. Alright, so this is almost the second segment that's done. Almost, of course. God, I can't fucking see shit. Alright, that is almost the second part of this whole fiasco dealt with. These constructors. What's left is the rest. AKA the product area. Just well optimized. Same with Factorio. Factorio is also just well optimized. The only reason why the current Factorio save I have now is not running as smooth is because too much shit. Just way too much shit on all the various planets I'm on. The CPU is just like, okay, listen, like, you have like 20 plus planets. I can't fucking handle all of this fucking crap, dude. Because, think about it. 20 some odd planets, several thousand belts. I wouldn't be surprised if I have placed down about 100,000 belts. Something like that. 100,000 belts with stacked items on it. All that stuff is constantly moving on every fucking planet. Robots as well. That's a lot of fucking processing. Not to mention all the fluids as well that are moving around constantly and everything. That's a lot to process. Just is. Period. End of story. Alright, let's get this top floor done first, then the bottom floor. Oh, also, there was also an update to the Ethan Klein lawsuit as well. But it seems that Ethan may potentially be thinking about no longer pursuing even his second lawsuit against Denims. The one where he has actually more of an argument potentially in his fucking favor, even that one he is might be potentially dropping. Not because of anything that Dems might have done in particular, but my suspicion, and I think this is Kilotonic, Kilotonic said something different about this. I can link, it's in the video that I just released about it, and, you know, exclamation mark YouTube. Shameless plug, of course. But Kilotonic said that it may be because of Ethan potentially looking to try to speed up the appeal process in the current lawsuit that he's trying to push forward with. Which is possible. You know, it's entirely possible, but like I don't think he's gonna win on that one. So either they're gonna like settle or something, just lawyers' fees or whatever, or some other shit's gonna happen. Who really knows? But as far as I'm concerned, it seems like Ethan is just giving up on his second lawsuit, which, strategically speaking, for Ethan's sort of perspective, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, because that one, in terms of the countdown stream, albeit it was dishonest what he did, right? That one's more of a slam dunk for him, right? That's a pretty easy, like, argument he can make in terms of fair use of his copyright being validated there. Now, I'm not saying, of course, like I said before, with the initial stipulation, he's not doing that honestly. It's a bunch of bullshit. He's made it clear himself. But there's an argument there, right? There is an argument that Ethan had on his fucking side there. But he's decided to throw it away for some reason. I don't really understand why. Does it make sense what I'm saying here? Strategically speaking, I don't know why Ethan decided this was a prudent decision. I find it a bit confusing. I find it's a little strange to me. I don't think it's because of a judge not wanting to take him up, Boy Meets Minnie, because of dishonesty on Ethan's side. Because as far as the judge can tell, there is no dishonesty at play from Ethan. As far as they can tell. From the information that they do basically know, they know that this is a copyright case with a video that's been essentially put into the Library of Congress. They probably don't have the minute details and minutia of all of this. They more than likely don't. Of course, that's what has to get argued out within the proceedings for that case in particular. And I'm not sure how exactly that's been proceeding for Denham's, but in the terms of Ethan's position, it's been probably proceeding decently for him. Honestly, I don't even know if it's been proceeding well for Ethan. What I'm essentially saying here is, since we're already operating on a level of dishonesty, we have to analyze this through Ethan's rather dishonest lens, and in the mind of the fucking judge, as far as they know, they have, like, no reason to not take this fucking case. Do you know what I mean here? Nothing has really been presented as, like, a way to say, yeah, this is a bunch of fucking bullshit from Ethan. I'm not sure what's been essentially made in the case from Denham's lawyer, but as far as I can tell, not really much has been essentially done in that particular juncture. But I have not kept up with that lawsuit in particular, so I may just be completely misinformed. You're not misinformed, just not fully informed. So I do find Ethan's sort of thing here to be a little weird, to be honest. I don't know why he did what he did with that suit in particular, because again, by all objective measure, he probably could win that one. And get, like, all his, like, soy-chugging simps to, like, I don't know, seal clap for him or something. But I don't know. It's a little strange, I think. I do not know why he's doing what he is doing. It's weird. I'm just going to operate under the assumptions because Ethan is, and this is what I think it might be, he may be starting to run a little bit low on cash. Because apparently he's also lost a couple tens of thousands of dollars in a fucking poker tournament. So there's that as well. Was it that poker tournament? Actually, yes. Yes. It was that poker tournament where he snapped a pic of Anissa from a Reddit thread, from a snarker thread. Same poker tournament. Same poker tournament, by the way, that he also called some celebrity's wife a prostitute and got kicked out of. Genuine embarrassment, I'm gonna be honest. Genuine embarrassment. What? Thought I was gonna fall there. Dude, the fact that the fucking camera caught him looking at a fucking snarker thread, and he fucking saved a pic of Anissa saying, like, you know, this place where I got my pussy hair shaved, lasered off, was actually pretty good. I would recommend, is fucking just insane to me. And listen, I've said this before, but I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with snarks and whatnot. It's just, like, places of criticism. Of course, they have to be particularly well moderated and everything, and well regulated, I think, in my opinion. Because they can be rather dangerous. But Ethan's snark has always been very well moderated and regulated. Ethan's just mad about the fact that he's getting criticisms. Of course, we've talked about this all before. Kilotonics, of course, talks about it over and over again. I think whenever it comes to, like, any things or anything that it comes to, like, shitting on for Ethan, I'm probably always going to refer to Kilotonics' video because it's such a simple, bit long, of course, but is such a easy to approach, well-made explainer to talk about the dishonesties of Ethan Klein. It is truly a video of the ages, of course. Now, of course, it's, like, very highly produced and well-produced and whatnot. I bet on the fucking dog shit I make. Like, I would have just gone on to live, pulled up all the fucking dumbass clips and say, like, here's how Ethan's a liar. This is how he's also lying. This is also another lie. He's being deceptive here. Blah, 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 blah. And I would have just been a lot more raw about it. Nowhere near as highly produced. Mostly because I don't... Not because I don't think it's necessary or whatever, but, like, I just don't have the time to do it. I already upload enough shit as it is. And whatnot. Oh, so that's the Iron Factory gone. It's all gone. Poof! I think there's only one thing left, and that's the steel. And then... we'll soon be able to flick this thing on, although I need to work on my power infrastructure. I think. Because if I were to turn this thing on, it would make everything power out. Ugh, oh, Jesus. We would have power problems, so we're not flicking this thing on anytime soon. Well, we will eventually, though. Wait, no, that's where modular frames are supposed to go. Not you. You go over here. That's some useful tech, by the way. Just, like, fling myself around with the grappling hook using the sky ray. I don't want to get rid of my, bullets. That's also probably going to get a completely separate facility. Probably nothing too crazy, because I don't need anything too crazy. To be quite honest. But all that's left is just the storage containers of the shit. That's it. Everything else is done. Everything else has been taken apart, rather. And we're essentially ready for reintegration. We just have to build the remaining stuff. I also just want to take apart this here in particular. Yoink. And then the problem of fuel arises. I'm hoping that the one coal mine over there is going to be enough for the time being for... Well, we're probably not going to have a ton of trucks. I mean, we're going to have a bunch of tractors to fuel all these dumbasses. But, that one might be a little dicey. A little dicey. Just a little dicey. We'll see how that goes in particular. But obviously I'm intending to replace with better fuel sources from oil products, more than likely turbo fuel, and as soon as possible. Alright. Okay. Who the fuck is this IRL Darius individual? Well, their YouTube page is a 404 link, so that doesn't exist. This guy's a Riku poster? DGG simp. Nice meme. Probably some commentary tard. We were asking our contacts on the ground in Maine about Troy Jackson earlier today after seeing many suggestions that he should replace Graham Platner against Susan Collins. In our discussions, we have reached troubling information about not only Jackson's behavior, but the behavior of many prominent Maine Democrats towards women more broadly. Uh-oh. Both as a result of the credibility of the sources and in the interest of not seeing our movement make the same mistake twice, we are choosing to share some of this now. As Maine Senate President in a state Senate caucus meeting several years ago, Troy Jackson got into a heated disagreement, struck a female colleague with a bottle he threw at her. There are many witnesses, and it appears as a widespread open secret within Maine politics, not a isolated incident. Well, that's not great. This information is still developing. We'll provide updates in a thread in the comments of this post as we receive it. Update, we have received a screenshot from one of Graham Platner's surrogate signal channels where earlier today some people affiliated with his campaign referenced the incident about Troy Jackson. We are continuing to discuss with people on the ground to properly confirm. And there are texts. PII, can't disclose that. Update 2. An insider on Troy's team and the admin of the Troy Jackson Discord server is claiming that the story is not accurate. Developments. We are continuing to reach out to additional individuals present for the incident to get more info. Just as a reminder, we are sharing some of the information we received since posting. We received a lot of info, and we are going to spend the next day or so contacting people. Our original sources are highly credible, and we will be sharing more from them as an additional information as confirmed. We want to make sure everyone doesn't rush into endorsing Jackson without any due diligence and repeating the situation we just went through with Platner. Turns out to be false. We will be thrilled. Additionally, while it is relevant that people within Jackson's camp are denying the claim, it is not a credible refutation on its own. We are continuing to investigate. Well, yoink. Lovely. All the DGGers thought that they could ratio me, but they can't. Fuck you, DGGers. It is incredible just how the lacking of self-awareness these fucking people have. It's incredible. That dumb fuck Wick, retweeted one of my posts where I said, you associate with Destiny. He's like, yeah, he doesn't have any credible sexual assault allegations against him. It's like, yeah, but he's in court for fucking revenge porn allegations. Which could be arguably worse? Question mark? No, Wick knows. He more than likely knows. He just doesn't care. Which is worse. Do not, Wick is a proud, open Destiny associator. He's okay with it. He doesn't give a fuck. Wick's a pile of, garbage. He more than likely knows, he just doesn't care. Alright, lovely. We can do a little bit of cheese here. Great. And all the ammo. And that's that done. Lovely. Cool. The rest of this stuff is going to be sunk. All that's left to do now is to remake the mines, integrate it all with the main system, and then go from there. And then we'll be starting to produce iron. yet again. And all of our iron products, yet again. Hooray. And then we're probably going to need to take care of our power consumption problem, for potential for power consumption problem. Max consumption, about 4K. I do not produce that much, obviously. So that needs to be taken care of, obviously. Obviously. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is converting the entire area in the lake to make a whole bunch of coal power plants. We're gonna do that. Probably stick up also a bunch of wind turbines up there. There is also the other power system we have to work with, but that's going to probably take some time to take care of. So we're not gonna fuck with it quite yet. Plus, I probably need a dedicated area for it. But I mean, those generators do make a pretty good amount of megawatts. 150 is pretty decent. Twice that of a coal power plant. So it's pretty good. It is quite good. Well, I am probably going to move all this stuff eventually. So for the time being, it's just going to have to stay here. Oh, man. But at least the lizard dogs will no longer be stuck in the darkness. Good for them. Okay, so what I want to do now is to make the logistics floor for this. We make the logistics floor for that, and then flip everything on. Then we'll be producing our good old pal, the iron fucking products. Hooray for me. And then what's left? Steel, quick wire, and the other advanced products we need to move to the next phase. Stators, motors, that's really about it. It's just stators and then motors and then the project parts and then a couple of other things. This has been a very long project. Hello, other facility I put together that needs to be taken apart eventually. All right. Okay. Maybe I should have kept all that concrete that I had. Meh, whatever. Do probably need some more. Everything will be a lot easier once we have our hands on dimensional depots. And I don't have to keep constantly going back and forth to pick up fucking goddamn items. Give to me. Remember, folks, we need to care about scalability. It's like affordability. Affordability. Oh, that's too much. Boop, 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 boom. Lovely. Okay, now to get the other relatively easy thing out of the way. The copper. Because we need to bring over some copper. Time for you to get reappropriated. excuse me. Seriously? Fuck you. Well, see, I don't want to murder you, but you're in my way. You go on and get. I don't want to murder you, but you give me no choice. I must murder you now. I couldn't place my belts. Bro was just standing on my belts, and I was just like, I need to place belt. Bro was just standing there. He was just like, I am here. It's like, yeah. Fuck you. Leave.
Do you see now all this murder and you still aren't based?
Yeah, I am based. I'm always based. You're just cringe. That's not my problem. That's a you problem.
Fake news.
No, that's real. No, that's very real, Boy Meets Minnie. You're actually the most cringe of us all. Many people are saying that Boy Meets Minnie is probably the most cringe guy on the planet. He's so cringe and stupid. Unlike me, who's a genius, and my brain is very large.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My brain is my source. Suck my balls. I took an IQ test, and I looked at the giraffe, and I was able to point to the giraffe, so therefore I am smarter than you. Checkmate, libtard. You are stupid, and I am smarter than you.
That's cringe, Jack, and your setup is weak.
Do you think I care about your opinions? I don't know what a setup is. What's a setup? I don't know what that means. Those are words. They mean things, but I don't know. I don't get it. Sorry, Boy Meets Minnie. You can't argue against my Trump. I'm too good at being Trump. You are way too fucking putis for this, Boy Meets Minnie. You don't stand a chance. Unfortunately, you are getting absolutely outmatched here, Boy Meets Minnie. It's over for you. That's what they all say. That sounds like a cope and seethe for me, Jack. That sounds like a copium to me. Sure. What do you mean, sure? I'm the president and you're not the president. What are you? You're just a guy that I can get rid of at any point in time. I can just get rid of you. I totally could. And no one would care. You have no...
I was wrong about you, Senator. You're not cringe. You're just fucking racist.
I'm racist. That's a good thing. I don't know what you're talking about, Boy Meets Minnie. I am racist. My name is Donald J. Trump, and I am racist. Alright, well. Iron Facility's gone. Yay. We did it. Woo. Yeah. Woo. Everyone cheer. Woo. Ugh. Big stretch. What's left? Rebuild the mines and then hook it all up. That's what's left. Yeah, rebuild the mines, hook it all up. Don't know why I did that. Why did I do that? I don't know. And then it will be time to rebuild the steel factory, and then we'll be pretty much in business. We only need 4 of these things. I don't have enough pipe, and I don't have enough miners. And this shit we'll have to take apart eventually. Then I have to think about what we're going to do for the sulfur. What is this? Unknown refined power. Curious. Of course, we also have to watch out for all of these jabronis as well, because they all also get fucking upgrades. But we will get to this part when we get to these parts. Dadgummit. We can almost upgrade our miners. The Mark II. We can upgrade the Mark 1s, but we don't give a shit about those things. These things we can almost also begin to upgrade as well. And it can give you basically double the base clock speed without having to spend really much of anything. So this mod that I have here is extremely worthwhile. Very, very worthwhile. And just comes at a cost of power shards, which the dogs will provide for now. Thank you, video game. Okay. And then I'll be able to get a bunch more upgrades relatively soon. Relatively soon. Probably will get a bunch of research out of the way as well. Once the new facility is all established and everything. Yada, yada, yada. Get rid of those. For they have fulfilled their purpose. Jawohl. Okay, lovely. Very cool. I love having notifications. On Titter. I love popping off on social media. Because my OCD brain will be like, I want to clear these. Alright. So we're going to start yapping. Definitely gonna retweet that. I do also hate these fucking homunculus drama goons as well. Jesus Christ. But yes, time to yap about shit. I love yapping about things. Very cool. So we're gonna do that. And mayhaps do a couple of other things off stream for Satisfactory. So I just have to fucking put. I just have to put a bunch of more shit together. Very cool. Oh man. And then. I'm still thinking on if I want to take Wednesday off to just prepare a lot of shit. Because I, obviously, since I'm going to be away, I have to fucking schedule everything, which means making thumbnails, chapter descriptions for a lot of fucking videos, shorts, and whatnot. It's gonna take time, obviously. I'd rather not do all of that on fucking Thursday when my mom is going to pick me up anyways. Does not seem particularly conducive. But yeah. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Okay, I do have to shit on Scott Jennings. Alright, anyway, gamers. I will obviously be right back. I'm gonna grab water, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, stretch legs, blah 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 blah, do all that. I will obviously be right back. We're gonna start yapping about the news du jour. Alright. I forgot to save and quit the game. Idiot. Boo. Not you. There we go. That's our starting point. That explains that. Alright, good to know. Alright. Shut up. Don't care anymore. Shut your goofy ass up. Shall we get started, ladies, gents, and those in between? Once I get stopped getting attacked by Flem fucking Nation. Well. I need to fix my fucking window. There we go. Jesus, it was all fucked up. I didn't even notice. Well, let's try that again. Actually, it is all just fucked up. My shit do be kind of fucked up. What the hell? I didn't even notice. There we go. That's better. Well. Could there be perhaps a little bit of trouble in paradise? Well, what's going on here? Grant Platner canceling an event. Reasoning unclear. That's being said here. Why don't we take a look as to what the reasoning might be, actually? Oh. It's another fucking sex scandal. Now, I've covered a bunch of the other scandals that Graham Platner has had, and to be honest, a lot of them have been fucking bullshit. And I've been pretty consistent on that, right? The Lindsay Fifield allegations are a bunch of bullshit. She's a GOP operative associated with helping Susan Collins to craft talking points to essentially justify her vote for Brett Kavanaugh. And also, it works in an organization who did basically everything possible to get Brett Kavanaugh on the fucking bench of the Supreme Court. So yeah, GOP operative, not an honest actor, yada yada yada. And the first initial scandal that was gone over were the sexting scandal, as was basically put out by a salty campaign manager for the fact that, well, hey, she just got mad about the fact that she hitched her proverbial wagon to a horse that's not, well, or that was winning, and she got salty about the fact that it was winning. Yada, yada, yada. Basically, most of these scandals the establishment were trying to lead against Graham Platner, specifically the Democratic establishment, even the Republicans, were just big old nothing burgers. There were allegations of women talking about how he's a manipulator and a liar, and it's just like, okay, I mean, that's bad, obviously. It's not great. But does not necessarily mean he hasn't really done anything in particular to suggest that in reality he is as, terrible of a person as he is in comparison to these allegations. These ones are probably going to be the thing that I will say sink his fucking campaign, right? So with a lot of these Me Too fucking scandals, obviously you believe the women until until like anything else is said otherwise. You hear both sides, you see what happens, you make a judgment, yada yada yada. You go from there, right? Initially when I looked at this, I saw it was from Politico. I'm just like, Politico has done a bunch of hack jobs before. But then I took a look through the article, saw what was said. It's like, ooh, actually this is pretty bad. It's got corroborated evidence, and Graham Platner's response to this has not been particularly great. Also, apparently he has not said what his second quarterly donations listings were, which means more than likely it's not particularly good. What do we got from the Politico article? A woman who dated Maine U.S. Senate candidate Graham Platner says he forced her to have sex with him nearly 5 years ago despite her repeated objections, an allegation Platner denies. Not good so far. The woman, a 41-year-old Maine resident called Jenny Racicot, sure, whatever, detailed the alleged incident to Politico in 3 interviews over the past 2 weeks. Politico also spoke with a man Racicot dated and confided in the years after the alleged incident, which means we have some corroboration. Finally, some actual corroboration, because everything else that's come out about this was very weak in terms of the corroboration. The review documents, including emails between Racicot and her therapist, and messages between Racicot and an acquaintance whom she warned against getting involved with Platner years before he ran for office. Racicot said she had an on-and-off relationship with Platner, who is now the Democratic Senate nominee in Maine, for more than 2 years before he entered her rural Maine home uninvited one night in late 2021, deeply intoxicated, and forced himself on her while she repeatedly told him to stop. She said she cut off contact with him after telling him the encounter was not consensual. Yeah, that's rape, guys. That's pretty fucking bad. And this is something that has been corroborated by the therapist. There is corroborated evidence for this. Of course, Platner's gonna fucking deny this. She says that she remembers him grabbing my pelvis, being very forceful. I remember the specific moment where I thought to myself, like, this is no longer my choice. These allegations are troubling, serious, and false. Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically untrue, he said in a statement. Racicot previously described reckless and unsettling behavior by Platner to the New York Times, but she didn't go public with a specific assault claim because she didn't want to be known as a rape victim. Now, a bunch of detractors, Platner supporters, are saying, she's kept this bottled up for 5 years. Why didn't she go forward with it? Not wanting to be associated, known as a fucking rape victim. Do you got, which is a lot of the same anti-Me Too arguments that conservatives consistently make, which I find very, very fucking strange. It's like, why the fuck are you guys making this? Unless they're bots, but whatever. Very, very stupid. All I know is that Graham Platner is also saying that this shit is really bad. That's how you know this shit is really fucking bad. If fucking Ryan Grimm is also saying that this is bad. I don't know why we're doing a lot of these same anti-Me Too fucking arguments that a lot of the conservatives do. Again, there's a lot of social stigmatism around being associated as a rape victim, which is very, very common amongst the United States of America, especially with a lot of women. You get fucking socially stigmatized for the fact that you're a rape victim, which is why a lot of women don't want to be, again, associated with the fact that, oh, they're rape victims because of social stigmatisms. Rassicot said, Rassicot? Yeah, Rassicot, whatever. Said she later felt compelled to go public about her experience because the reaction to the Times story was dominated by controversy by another woman, Lindsay Fifield, who alleged Platner mistreated her and faced attacks because of her ties to the Republican Party. Contacted by Political, Fifield stood by the allegations she made to the Times and declined to comment further. Again, we've gone over these allegations. These allegations are basically she was just Platner was a little rough with her, and apparently just kept her locked into a room, but nothing sexual was really alleged. So, considering the fact that, again, GOP operative is willing to lie, work to try to get the Supreme Court Justice of Brett Kavanaugh on the fucking bench and was successful in doing that. As far as I'm concerned, this is not an honest actor, Lindsay Fifield. So that's why those allegations in particular are not, I don't think, are really fucking credible in my opinion. My part of the story is just a read over. Rassicot said in an interview, and the story was Lindsay, the accusations of her being politically motivated. Yes, that is true. I do think she did those because of political motivations. Rassicot said she was torn over coming forward in part because she agrees with Platner politically, which I think is the same sentiment she said on, I think it was Jake Tapper's show in an interview. We'll probably go over a clip of that. One of the reasons I didn't come forward sooner, the huge moral conflict I had between supporting his politics but not supporting him as a person. Just want the truth out there. Just want people to have a whole scope of who he is as a person. A lot of these stories have come out, right, of Graham Platner kind of being a manipulator, a bit of a liar, not being exactly the best of dudes. And I've said this before. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of the stuff that's being alleged about Platner is particularly terrible. But, and this is the but, the problem, fundamentally speaking, is we are dealing with a Congress that is wholeheartedly in line with what Israel is doing within the Middle East. Which, okay, call me edgy or whatever, but I think someone being called a bit of a liar, a manipulator, and sexual assault allegations is on a level less in comparison to the genocide that Israel is conducting. Listen, that's just pure fucking... It's not great that's the fucking position to take, but if we're talking about pure utilitarian fucking calculus, there is one thing that is significantly fucking worse in comparison. So yeah, mostly because I was operating off of the assumption that there's most of these sexual assault allegations and a lot of the stuff not exactly credible, and there's not a lot of corroborating evidence that has come out about these allegations in particular. The reason why this one's taken the cake for me is because we have a lot stronger corroborating evidence, and the allegations of just, like, straight up fucking rape, like, unironically, which is, again, this puts it on a level above. It makes it fucking significantly worse. In a statement, Platner reiterated the denial. Those allegations are very serious, and Graham vigorously denies them. For a year, opponents of his campaign have thrown everything they can, calling him a Nazi, a war criminal, and a communist. None of it has been true, and this is no different. Graham began his campaign to fight for a Maine where everyone is treated with dignity and where Mainers are put first. Blah, 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 blah. Platner, an oysterman and political newcomer when he launched his Maine Senate campaign. Late August, easily won with the highest, again, amount of votes in a Democratic primary ever recorded in history. Very, very true. Last month, to face GOP Senator Susan Collins in one of the nation's most highly watched Senate races. His remarkable rise has been tainted by controversies, including online comments and allegations of past mistreatment of women. He has not previously been accused of sexual assault. Yes, that's a good point, Fox of Fate. Some of the details Owen gives, that's too specific to be made up. I agree with that fucking sentiment. Because a lot of the shit that was brought up before is just like, okay, like with the sexting stuff, it's like, oh no, he sexted with people. And the other one is just like, oh, he was a bit rough with me. It's like, okay, I mean, he's a bit of an asshole? Sure. Whatever. That's not like... it's not great, but I don't think it's necessarily enough to elevate it to the level of like Me Too fucking accusations or something, especially since the second allegation from Lindsay Fifield was purely politically motivated. Also, Republicans who say the DSA doesn't vet. How about Spencer Pratt and his record of manipulation and abuse on reality TV and Offset? True, boy meets Spinny. And we're going to get to all the blue MAGA freaks that are like taking a victory lap over this. As far as I could tell, the DSA has not endorsed. I know the national DSA is not endorsed. Maine DSA probably has been working with him as far as I can tell. I think. But I don't think like Maine DSA has the exact same resources to vet someone like Graham Platner in comparison to say like a New York DSA or say a California DSA, because it's in fucking Maine, guys. And here's the thing, I mean, Graham Platner has a lot of volunteers. He has a vast volunteer army. I think like 10,000 volunteers, which is why he's been as successful as he has been. Maine's a pretty small state with 10,000 volunteers. You can make definitely a big fucking impact. And those guys are also feeling like, yeah, this is really fucking bad. This ain't good, guys. It's pretty fucking rough. Iraq and Afghanistan war veteran has been linked with this behavior, some mental health struggles and alcohol abuse, but he says he's changed. Denied previous claims that he's abusive to women. Rassicot told Politico she connected with Platner on the dating app Bumble in 2019, had consensual relations with him prior to the night he allegedly assaulted her. That night in late 2021, she said she had exchanged text messages with him and told him not to come over, saying she was in the mood for company. Later that evening, she said she realized when she heard a sound on the stairs that he had let himself into her house, which was unlocked. Uh-oh. Well, she said no, and he comes into the house. That's not great. Planner came up the stairs, Rassicot said, to where she was on a couch. He got on top of her, kept grabbing her, she said. While she repeatedly told him to stop and that she wasn't interested, Rassicot said she smelled alcohol on his breath and believed he was almost blackout drunk because Platner ignored her protests and continued to grab her after knocking over an antique sewing kit, spilling small needles everywhere. I'd been telling him these words, like, no, don't, she recalled. And the look on his face and realizing what was happening, I just realized that, like, I am in a situation where there's no consent here. Rassicot said she tried to separate herself from Platner by telling him she couldn't be in that room anymore, after which he followed her to her bedroom and had sex with her against her will. She said she also ejaculated inside of her despite her telling him not to, as she was not using birth control at that time. Well, that's not fucking great. That's really, really fucking bad. The sewing kit bit is one of those too specific to details that wouldn't be made up. That's true there, Fox of Fate. I could definitely agree with that sentiment. Went to clean herself up. She said she returned. Planner had fallen asleep. She contemplated waking him up to kick him out, but worried he could hurt someone driving in the state he was in. The following morning, she said Platner tried to put his arm around her and she pushed him away. She said that she asked him whether he remembered what happened on the previous night. According to Rassicot, Platner said he didn't remember. Oh, so he was blackout drunk. Rassicot said she told him to leave and never contact her again. Rassicot says she waited several weeks until she got her period to ensure she wasn't pregnant. Then Platner sent Platner a private message on Instagram saying that the encounter was not consensual and she did not want to hear from him ever again. Rassicot had no further contact with him after that, she said. Rassicot said she later deleted all her texts and social media correspondence with Platner as she tried to move on from the assault. Fair enough. And said she was not able to recover the Instagram messages she sent to him about the incident. More than likely, they're probably deleted from the server at this point, if I were to take a guess. In the weeks after the alleged assault, Rassicot said she considered going to the police but struggled with shock and confusion about what had happened to her and did not file a police report. Even as time passed, she said she felt uncomfortable potentially telling a police officer about a personal experience and feared retaliation from Platner. At first, she confided only in her therapist, who she continues to see. And again, police, not exactly the best at looking into a lot of these sort of situations, to be quite honest. Very often they will just take the side of the man. Rape kits are not exactly the best. Yada, yada, yada. Police investigations have never been the best at this. Rassicot showed Political recent emails to their therapist in which Rassicot explains she was talking to the media about her relationship with Platner and the SA/rape, used as an abbreviation for sexual assault. In the message, Rassicot was not ready to go public and was seeking help corroborating her account in conversations she was having with reporters on condition of anonymity. Her therapist responded that Rassicot shouldn't have to speak publicly about a traumatic incident in order to be believed. I mean, that's true. Without referencing details of any particular incident. The therapist, who Political agreed not to name at her request, declined to comment when reached on Monday. Rassicot also shared details about the alleged assault to the man she dated after Platner, who she began dating in 2022. The man, who was granted anonymity out of a concern of his personal privacy, told Politico that Rassicot told him in bits and pieces about a bad experience with Platner after confiding the full details of what happened in 2023. His account of what Rassicot told him about the incident matched what Rassicot told Politico. There's our corroborating evidence. Rassicot shared with Politico a series of private Facebook messages she exchanged with an acquaintance in 2023, about a year and a half after the alleged assault and before Platner launched his political career, in which she cautioned the acquaintance about getting involved with Platner. In the messages, Rassicot said she ended up in a bad situation with him, describing Platner as consensually careless and saying he doesn't listen to you when drunk, which that has certainly been the case for certain. Reached by Politico, the acquaintance said she received the messages but declined to comment. Politico granted her anonymity at her request to protect her privacy in her main community. What's his deal? Should I not fix up my friend, assuming he's Signal? He can be charming and funny. He's a decently intelligent person. He's not all bad, but I ended up in a bad situation with him, and I will just very politely call him consensually careless at times. When drunk plus PTSD. I knew about his PTSD. He lies also. Forces himself on people, and I assume, yes, whatever is said here. Again, more corroborating evidence to suggest the Rassicot story is, well, factual here. Politico also spoke with a friend Rassicot had told about the alleged assault last summer, shortly after Platner launched his campaign. The friend, to whom Politico granted anonymity due to fear of social and professional backlash, recalled Rassicot telling her about the incident, including that Platner had been very drunk and wouldn't take no for an answer. More corroborating evidence. Rassicot said she was contacted by the New York Times in the spring and shared off the record that Platner had assaulted her. She told the Times that she had some positive memories of her relationship with Platner, but thought he did not respect women and had to cut off contact with him after an incident in 2021 when Platner had come over drunk, but the Times article stated that Rassicot declined to elaborate about what happened, only describing his behavior as reckless and unsettling. Oh, okay. I see. So she told the Times earlier, this is probably one of the earlier sort of allegations of sexual assault. It's the individual Rassicot over here who told the New York Times about the assault that she suffered under Graham Platner. But the problem is that since the corroborating evidence was not really there and it was not effective, a lot of people did not really take it at face value. Gotcha. Rassicot, a spokesperson for the Times, declined to comment. After the publication of the Times report, Rassicot connected with Cheyenne Hunt, a progressive Democratic lawyer who founded the non-profit Reckoning Action, which launched earlier this year to fight misogyny. Hunt, who had endorsed Platner last fall but renounced her support for him after the Times article, previously supported women who came forward with assault allegations against former Rep. Eric Swalwell. Yeah, his sort of detailed and corroborating evidence for that was definitely much deeper in comparison to that of what Platner was facing initially. But this has been pretty much the corroborating evidence that was needed. to essentially say that, yeah, fucking Graham Platner is pretty cooked from this one. Same with Derek Swalwell. And the defense's dumbass fucking lawyer had on CNN was also, like, really, really bad. Earlier this year, prompting him to drop out of the California gubernatorial primary and resign from Congress. NBC News previously reported that Hunt was working with multiple women who had past relationships with Platner. Hunt connected Politico to Racicot. Reckoning action exists to confront misogyny in American life in all forms and manifestations, including in bad actors being elected to positions of power, Hunt said. We became aware of allegations before ever being contacted with Jenny, which I believe that's Racicot's first name, and have been in contact with multiple women with really troubling allegations, and it just became clear that this is someone who is not fit to hold public office. After the Times report last month, Platner had said the allegations of physical misconduct were simply not true, and his allies seized on Fifield's conservative political affiliations to suggest that her allegiances against him in the Times article were motivated by politics. Because they kind of were. And okay. This is what I do not like here about Politico and a lot of mainstream establishment fucking news. Because the allegations by Lindsay Fifield were fucking politically motivated. It's pretty fucking clear that that is the fucking case. And even what was being alleged by Lindsay Fifield doesn't really fucking pass the smell test. Like, we could say that he's a bit rough and he's a bit of an asshole. It's like, yeah, sure, he was a bit rough, bit of an asshole. That's not particularly great. Sure, don't disagree with that. Problem, and the problem should be fairly obvious, is that that's not really going to be at the same level for, like, allegations like this in particular, where there is a bunch of corroborating evidence saying that, yeah, he's actually kind of a piece of shit. Blah, 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 right? On MS Now last month, after the New York Times report, Platner denied any claims that he physically mistreated women, which I thought he did fine in the interview he had with Chris Hayes. We took a look at that as well. And Chris Hayes was certainly trying to hold his feet to the fucking fire. That's for certain. And, I mean, he was able to answer the questions pretty fucking clearly. Which is, you know, can't really fucking disagree with that, but whatever. Anything alleging physicality, anything alleging that I knew what my tattoo was. That I knew what my tattoo was. That these are the statements of somebody who's politically motivated. He told MS Now, alluding to the unrelated allegations about the tattoo resembling a totem conf. Platner had the tattoo resembling a Nazi symbol covered up last fall and said he had not known what the symbol meant. Racicot said she was bothered by Platner's public denial that he had been physical towards women. I know that he is capable of putting his hands on women, she said, so I don't believe that to be true. So yes, these are the main corroborating allegations here, brought forward by, well, Jenny Racicot. And honestly, yeah, it's not looking good here for Platner. These seem to be consistent. They are corroborated by multiple people, and the story is fucking consistent. Based off the text messages and from the talks with the fucking therapist and the boyfriend alongside the acquaintance. Not good for fucking Platner. And here is Racicot, Jenny Racicot herself, also talking about this, I think, on the Jake Tapper's show. There we go. Where she basically says a lot of the exact same stuff within the Politico article, staying consistent with her fucking story. So again, denies she's coming forward with a rape allegation against him due to politics, and said she didn't really initially come forward because she's politically aligned with him, which has been consistent with her fucking story. To also get to some of the, shall we say, I don't know, detractors. This person is clearly a Graham Platner supporter, it would appear. And I've talked about this before, But doing the same unironic, like, anti-Me Too defenses is not a fucking good look. So, again, this is Jenny in her interview with fucking Jake Tapper. Again, being entirely fucking consistent with her story. So this individual here is saying, if these allegations are true, go to the police instead of litigating in the media. She already talked about why she does not want to go to the fucking police. The police has never really been effective in terms of a lot of rape allegation sort of, well, investigations of sexual assault. Rape kits have very often been faulty. A lot of these stories do not necessarily get believed because of how chauvinistic the fucking police are, saying, well, why didn't you go to the police? It's like, okay, she should have gone to the police. Yeah, sure. But the problem is like, she doesn't want to have the social stigmatism of being known as a rape victim, because that's, well, a stigmatism that exists for reasons. Why? Don't know. I don't know. Patriarchy, blah, 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 rape culture, bunch of other shit. Yada, yada, yada. We all know the fucking memes. We all know the memes. As well as, very often, a lot of these allegations don't typically get fucking treated seriously in police investigations. That is the fucking problem with a lot of this stuff. I remember when they checked how many untested rape kits they have in storage, over 3K, I believe it was. Yeah, sometimes they just won't even fucking use the things because stupid, whatever. Instead, you said nothing for 5 years. You had positive memories in June. Yeah, because they were... I mean, just because they were... Okay. Resetting myself. They were probably still together and didn't officially break up quite yet, even after the assault. She probably was pissed. Maybe tried to work it back out with Graham Platner or something. Like, why the fuck are we, like, doing this shit? You had positive memories in June. Even though she got, like, raped earlier in that year. Like, I mean, it's fucking stupid, man. Absolutely fucking nonsensical. But, again, gotta throw whatever shit you can at the wall. For what reason exactly? Meh. Just meh. Because we're doing, like, stupid anti-Me Too shit. You don't want to be a national rape victim. 3 hours later, you're on CNN as a national rape victim. Does this individual not know that she came out earlier with allegations in the New York Times as well, doing an interview there? Like, why are we not mentioning anything about with the New York Times? And the reason why that shit's not initially believable is because of, again, the fact that there was no fucking corroborating evidence with that. But this time, now we do have a report where there is that fucking evidence. And you're just deciding to be like, nah, it's obviously a bunch of fake bullshit. Like, why didn't you say anything in 5 years? I don't know, because she didn't feel fucking comfortable coming forward. Because of all this shit that she outlined before. Which is a very, very common thing amongst a lot of Me Too survivors. Stupid. I don't know why this person who, quote unquote, I don't know, it's like a Platner supporter? I don't even know. Exposing corruption, wars, and foreign influence. Defender of free speech. Oh, this person might actually just be a fucking conservative. Okay. Hold on. No, this person's a schizo. Never mind. No, never mind. This person's a fucking, like, anti-establishment fucking... Guys, we found a fucking schizo. We got a fucking Everyone, get your fucking key jinglies out. Get your fucking key jinglies out. We got a fucking schizo. Never mind. This dumbass is just a fucking schizo. Yeah, we got a fucking schizo. Yeah. Why didn't she come out earlier? Points to this entire tweet. It's fucking stupid. This person's very, very dumb. Because she did come out earlier in an anonymous New York Times article that no one believed because it was just, like, weak corroborating evidence. That's the fucking problem. But whatever. We got a dumbass schizo here. But Grammy boy. Grammy boy. What do you got for me, bud?
I wanted to directly address the troubling, serious, and false allegations against me. Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is
I think the media team has probably left because, hoo boy, that microphone quality is sounding like fucking dookie bupkiss. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's not, like, sounded well, I guess. The audio fucking quality is fucking dog shit. Yada, yada, yada.
Categorically false. Over the last 10 months, I've been deeply humbled by the faith Mainers have put in me. You have welcomed me into your homes, into your places of work, into your restaurants, into your houses of worship. You have shown that a different kind of politics, one that puts the interests of people over corporations, is not just possible, but is inevitable. This movement we have built, the largest volunteer base in the history of Maine politics, the hundreds of thousands of grassroots donors, and the supporters across the ideological spectrum, we were united in a love of Maine, a belief that our politics must change, and a focus on defeating Susan Collins. So, regardless of the inaccuracy of the reporting, but mindful of the political reality it will inflict, we are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward for the state that I love, the people that I love, the movement I belong to, and the goal of defeating Susan Collins. Those were the goals when we launched this campaign, and they remain my goals today. On June 9th, 154,058 Mainers, the most in primary history, voted to reject a broken politics beholden to Washington and the donor class. They voted for hope, for change, to take back our economy, to take back our power, and to take back our Senate seat. Throughout it all, you never turned your back on me, and I will not turn my back on you now. Every one of you deserves to see that vision come to fruition and see Susan Collins defeated, and we will use every tool at our disposal to do so. As Maine goes, so goes the nation. As always, thank you.
Pretty bog standard sort of response there. No real addressing of the allegations themselves, just a straight up fucking denial as before, which is a consistent pattern of behavior. Not particularly great, I have to say. And it seems like it's not really convincing his fucking volunteer Discord. The main people that have essentially been the carries of, well, of Graham Platner's fucking campaign, and they are constantly expressing the exact same sort of like positions. Like, listen, like Graham Platner may be the fucking guy who's saying our ideas, but I don't really care as much about the guy. I care more about the ideas, which should be the fucking important part, which has always been the position that I have maintained, especially with my positions on Graham Platner. Like I said before, practically speaking, he is the better candidate to try to take on Susan Collins, and I've been consistent in terms of this with my Graham Platner sort of advocacy. His positions are better in comparison to that of Susan Collins, the policy, blah, 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 blah. Who he was as a person, obviously flawed because he got propagandized too by, you know, the war on terror fucking propaganda as an 18-year-old. Literally, that happens to fucking everybody. Yada, yada, yada. A person is very, very complicated, especially at around that fucking age. Blah, 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 right? I don't really care about, like, the whataboutism that a lot of dipshits like to bring up about the, oh, well, he was also, you know, he's like a guard at Abu Ghraib, and he also went to Blackwater. Again, do you think that literally everyone that goes to fucking Blackwater essentially is just like, I'm just doing this to be like a fucking LARPy crusader in the Middle East? No, they're probably doing it for fucking money, dumbass, because mercs get paid more money, stupid, and people want money, stupid, like, doy. And ever since he was fucking 18, Graham Platner has been doing what exactly? Oh, getting deployed with the fucking goddamn Marines. So he probably wanted to go to Blackwater so he could get some more fucking goddamn money. That's what I think he was doing. Which is like, it's not good, but hey, it makes sense given his goddamn fucking position. I'm trying to think what like the best way to sort of express this is. It's like, given the fact that Maine is a poorer state, it's a more rural state, not as much fucking money, people are going to be poorer there. They're more likely going to sign up for the fucking military so then they can, I don't know, try to get those fucking GI benefits. That's a very, very common thing that happens. And then, whoa, he got fucking deployed at Afghanistan or Iraq. He probably wanted to make more money as a mercenary, and that's what he fucking did also with Blackwater. Like, I mean, it's just... It is what it fucking is, dude. Like, it's obvious. It's obvious. And again, a lot of the exact same... I don't know why the fuck Discord reopened, but thanks. Discord? That was Discord opening. I don't know. I've never fucked with the fucking setting that's when it does, like, the Discordo, the fucking weeb shit. In fact, I don't even know what setting does that, but whatever. I don't really care. I just like ignore it and it's like, I don't care. Whatever. Dude, it's a weeb cord. Yeah, streamer is a weeb. SMH my head. That's true. But listen, like, here's the thing. Like, it's so far, a lot of these volunteers are saying the same thing over and over and over again. They care more about Graham, like, who believed in Graham, the message, the campaign. That's the more important thing. Yada, yada, yada. And it's just unfortunate, man. Like, it's all about the fucking policies with these people. And now they're all saying, like, yeah, he should drop out. And yeah, he should fucking drop out. It's, not good. It's really bad what he fucking did. It's looking pretty fucking bad for him. And in further development of all of this, yeah, it appears that Graham Platner may be planning to drop out of the main Senate race to give the Democrats time to replace him. As per rules within Maine, for example, the rules essentially stipulate that, hey, by the 16th, the candidate is absolutely fucking locked in. Period. End of story. And there's nothing you can fucking do about it. So as a result for that, it's time to give. You need to give time, rather, for for a new fucking candidate to come in. Yada yada yada. And Graham Platner should be one to sort of like drop out as soon as possible, especially considering the fact there's only about a week left for a new candidate for the Democrats to essentially put in. Obviously, the centrists are probably going to be completely, utterly worthless. They're probably going to want a fucking centrist loser who is not going to fucking win, knowing them. Although there are much better fucking suggestions that currently exist. We'll probably be going over them specifically. But yeah, a well-placed Senate source told the Washington Reporter that Graham Platner, the Democrats' scandal-plagued nominee running to oust Susan Collins, is poised to drop out of the Senate race, giving Democrats time to choose a replacement before a critical deadline is fast approaching, which is the correct thing for him to do. Reporter was the first outlet to confirm Platner's plans and reported them hours before the latest scandal dropped. A well-placed source told us Graham Platner is dropping out of the main Senate race this week. The reporter tweeted, "Note that Platner has yet to release his Q2 fundraising totals, a sign that he may have underperformed expectations." High-ranking Republicans immediately confirmed to the reporter that the latest Platner scandal was pushed by Democrats. Now, we know that the Democrats are fundamentally dishonest and they want to push out anti-fucking establishment candidates, right? But this person has come out with similar allegations before within the New York Times, and they have been consistent. I'm going to say it again. They've been consistent with the allegations that have also been reported within Politico, which means there's some credibility to these fucking allegations. So it's good. It's good. It's good. That Graham Platner may be taking the correct position and actually dropping out. But I want everyone to understand this. The Democrats are not doing this because they care about sexual assault. Quite the fucking opposite. They are doing this because they want to oust a progressive fucking candidate. That's what they actually desire to do. Quick reminder. These are fucking jabronis. The Democrats, who basically want to do a bunch of... Well, who basically just want to be a bunch of, like, twiddling... thumb-looking head assholes, technocrats just sitting in a seat and just keeping it fucking warm. That's really about it. Yes, I don't disagree with that, Fox of Fate. Well, there is an alternative that is potentially available that is better, but yeah, it's looking kind of bad for Maine. Because a lot of the alternatives have just not been really, really better. But yes, he's been signaling that he's looking to that he will end his campaign shortly. But high-ranking sources told Politico that him dropping out is a fait accompli. In a video responding to Politico's story, a solitary Platner said that he's taking time to reflect on the best path forward, which insiders reiterated to the reporter is the same thing as him dropping out, which more than likely is going to be the fucking case. But here, this is more than likely the dude who I think is probably going to replace him, I think. Troy Jackson, who was running within the gubernatorial sort of candidate who lost in the fucking primary. He's endorsed by Bernie Sanders. From what I understand, in terms of his policies, he's like pretty solid and doesn't have any particular like strange skeletons in his closet. And he's signaling here by saying this is no place for in our politics for sexual violence on our party, not any party. Graham Platner must withdraw from this race immediately, signaling that he may potentially run for that position, right? Which I think is good. I think he's a solid. He would probably be a pretty solid candidate. And he's already polling well against Susan Collins. I think a poll came out saying that he's 5 points up on Susan Collins, 49 to 44%. Well, which is good to see. So again, just to keep pushing forward, I guess with the not the position, but basically he's signaling more and more that he's very serious. If Platner withdraws and could be the replacement for Platner, which could be pretty fucking good. Of course, there is one thing that has been reported which could be potentially problematic here by Progressive Victory, who apparently have people within on the ground about Troy Jackson, saying that, yeah, he apparently threw a fucking bottle at a female staffer, and that apparently this is like a widespread open fucking secret, that there have been, of course, screenshots to try to sort of like corroborate this. But there is apparently also pushback within Troy's team saying that the multiple witnesses, as was being reported here by Progressive Victory, there's a contradiction to the fucking story from people within his team saying, like, no, that's actually not exactly what fucking happened. And that instead of like what is it? Well, initially it was like reported as a bottle, and then it became a water bottle, which are typically made of plastic, which are light if they're empty, and unless they have water in them, then they tend to be a little heavier, blah, 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 blah. And then there's people saying that it was thrown on the ground during a heated conversation with a legislator who he caught lying in a game of telephone from some people who didn't like Troy to begin with. Turned it into him throwing it at a woman. Well, apparently, Boy Meets Mini, people within the team are saying, yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit from people who don't fucking like him. Which, again, as Progressive Victory says, is like, yeah, there's a lot of fucking witnesses who saw this, who are saying that he threw a bottle at some female fucking staffer, right? And it hit a colleague with that bottle. But right here, this is a campaign staffer within Troy Jackson's. I was gonna say Johnson. Troy Jackson's team saying, yeah, that's not actually the case. Yes, it could be, again. It could be twisting. This guy could be lying. The other guys could be lying. We have no idea. There needs to be more investigation done into this specifically, but I think this is important to bring up, to keep in mind. I mean, like, throwing a water bottle at a female colleague's not great, obviously, but, I mean, in comparison to what Graham Platner did, this is, like, not the fucking worst thing on the planet, I guess, for lack of a better term. So, yeah, I mean, it's not great, but there's significantly worse than this in particular. But, of course, as expected, all the dumb fuck, blue magatard, fucking loser-ass dipshits had to come out the woodwork and basically say, obviously, we were all entirely correct here in terms of Graham Platner, blah, 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 blah. You leftists should have always just listened to us from the beginning, blah, 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 blah. When a lot of the stuff, again, not corroborated well, just kind of shitty fucking allegations, to be honest, that were not particularly corroborated. A bunch of red flags, you can say, and he's not like a particularly great person. Blah, 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 but there was really nothing to essentially say that, yeah, he did all those fucking assaults on the women that were being alleged in a lot of those fucking allegations. And now we have something that is actually further corroborated and has way more fucking evidence. But then again, we're dealing with blue MAGA dipshits who do not give a fuck. Again, This dumbass over here, Shannon Watts, supported fucking Andrew Cuomo. As far as I'm concerned, this motherfucker can't be trusted or believed with anything. Like, this motherfucker also retweeted Destiny's fucking Crash Out, where he said he wanted to dox and harass a bunch of fucking journalists. Like, fuck off, Shannon. You don't give a shit about this. You're just a partisan and you don't give a fuck. This one is purely just like a bit of a meme about Hutch. I mean, he donated to Graham Platner's fucking campaign, and then immediately the allegations came out, which is, I mean, this is just a funny meme, to be honest. I mean, listen, if there is one thing you can, I guess, compliment Hutch on, is him being eternally fucking consistent with his vote blue, no matter who bona fides, I suppose, which I find really funny. I mean, hey, listen, I mean, Hutch, if he's still being consistent, would still vote for Graham Platner, despite him being an alleged fucking rapist. I mean, he said that if Jeffrey Epstein had a D by his name, he would also vote for him just because he's got a D by his name, which is kind of fucking crazy. But hey, you know, whatever. Hutch is a political content creator, and he's like the most blue MAGA fucking, like, biggest blue MAGA loser on the fucking planet. But here, another fucking detractor, of course, Bad Empanada. Bad Empanada unironically put out 100 tweets about all of this, talking about, Graham Platner's a rapist, everyone should have listened to me to begin with. Bad Empanada, you don't care about the sexual assault whatsoever. You are just using this as a way to attack the leftists who fucking criticize you correctly for all of your idiotic fucking positions and the fact that you are just a dumbass fucking anti-Semite. Like, you're a fucking schizo, little bro. You do not actually care about sexual assault, fundamentally speaking. You are unironically no different than all the blue MAGA fucking weirdos who are also running fucking circles right now saying, like, DSA has been defeated, even though he's not, like, been backed by the international, like, the national fucking organization of DSA. But whatever. Should we really be surprised that Bad Empanada has terrible fucking political takes, like all of the blue MAGA fucking dipshits and weirdos? No, we should not be surprised by this whatsoever. But yeah, like, what else is there to really say? I think it's pretty safe to say that our boy here, Graham Platner, fucking cooked. It is over. He is more than likely going to drop out of the fucking race and is probably going to be replaced, alright, at least I hope, is going to be replaced by Troy Jackson, who is, well, about as good of a candidate from what I understand. I mean, he got endorsed by Bernie, so he's probably, like, a pretty decent candidate in terms of all of this, so whatever. Should we really be surprised? Not really surprised. I guess this is actually the main thing that is actually going to take down Graham Platner. There is actually an allegation, even though he said there would be no more, but I mean, technically speaking, there is no more in that particular respect, because this is the same woman who came out with one of the first allegations to New York Times, but whatever. Technically, it's also a lie in that particular case, but whatever. This is the main thing that's probably going to take down his campaign officially, because this is an actual sort of corroborated allegation from multiple people, where her story has been entirely fucking consistent when she has spoken to a bunch of people. So as far as I'm concerned, you should probably believe Jenny Rassicot in her allegations against Graham Platner, because oh boy, these are really, really fucking bad. Let's be quite fucking honest here. But again, don't believe any of the dumbass bullshit that's coming out of the blue MAGA types, or Bad Empanada, or a lot of these other people, because none of these dumbasses are fundamentally fucking honest. A lot of them are also charlatans and fucking liars. Seemingly like, well, maybe not Graham Platner. I don't think he's really a charlatan or a liar. But he's definitely a piece of shit. That's absolutely for certain. And it's just unfortunate that it's a complete fucking shit show, in particular, for the Democrats in terms of this race. It's looking like Maine more and more is looking like it might not be a viable seat for the Democrats. But then again, Troy Jackson, in terms of initial polling, was polling pretty well against Susan Collins, was up 5 points from early fucking polls. But we'll see if the Democrats even do decide to go forward with him in particular, which I think is probably the most advisable position instead of whatever blue MAGA centrist fucking weirdo they may try to trot out in particular for this race, who is definitely gonna fucking lose. I really hope they don't go with the dude who polled at like 3% during the entire time of that fucking primary, because that would unironically be a complete and utter disaster. But yes, I think Grant Platner is basically cooked. We're probably going to see a message of him dropping out relatively soon. And that would be the correct thing for him to do because, yeah, these allegations are pretty fucking bad. Anywho, don't think there's really much else to say besides that. The literal 3%er. I mean, it's true. He did pull at 3%. And I don't think they're going to run Janet Mills. I mean, Chuck Schumer wants to run Janet Mills. But that's not going to fucking happen. Everyone's going to be like, no, fuck off. Like, she got trounced, like, by Assad margins in the primary. It's not going to work. And she doesn't poll well either. No, I have 3 things popping off. Not like this. I'm getting so many Twitter notifications. Probably. We'll get to Mitch McConnell. There's a lot of sussy stuff going on with Mitchy Boy. With our favorite turtley boy. I mean, you know, you mention it, but... Oh, we'll get to that now, actually. Fuck it. Wait, hold on. I have to go after a Democratic agent. Very important. We're going after a chorus person. I have no idea. It's allegedly a chorus person. I have no idea if they're actually receiving any money from chorus. Everyone should like my stuff on Twitter. Everyone should like my stuff on Twitter. Because I post good. I post good. Everyone's saying this. Imagine using Twitter. I can't resist. I have to use Twitter. Because that's where all the fighting is. I love the combat. Rhetorically speaking. Yeah, Blue Sky is just a dog shit platform. Don't use it. It's just bad. I'm gonna be honest. Just a bad platform. Yeah, I don't want to fucking deal with, like, stupid libs. Fuck that. Give me the conservatives. Alright. Let's fucking talk about our favorite turtle. So, this is going around the rumor mill. We got a silly story here. Well, okay, that's a pretty fucking morbid way of putting it. But we got some wacky stuff going on here with, Mitch McConnell here, our favorite turtle, who basically held up a Supreme Court seat for Donald Trump to fill in. Bastard. Evil. Very evil, Mitch McConnell is. But very, very effective, which is, well, the worst part about all of this. But, not Andrew, what the fuck am I talking about? Mitch McConnell has apparently been AWOL for several weeks. Yeah, Mitch McConnell, I guess his phylactery finally broke or something. But an independent journalist, Desiree Townsend, is reporting that 84-year-old Republican Senator Mitch McConnell was mysteriously hospitalized last month after suffering an apparent episode of cardiac arrest. Has not been publicly seen since at least June 14th. He's on life support and is apparently fucking quote-unquote brain dead, though nothing has been officially confirmed by the family or the office of the Kentucky senator. And I believe the first person who started breaking this on Twitter, I think, on social media, was, guess who? Our favorite girl. Oh, Laura fucking Loomer. The Loomer was breaking all of this by saying that, yeah, I have a contact high up within the White House, which, unironically, she might actually be telling the truth about that one. She might, to be quite honest, Dude, the fact that she pretty much broke this, not broke this, was starting to, popularize this? Yeah, sure, popularize this, within, social media or whatever, is not particularly fucking great for the Republicans, who especially need someone like Mitch McConnell within a position of power. I mean, we shouldn't be really surprised that this is something that has happened to Mitch McConnell, considering the fact that we've seen a bunch of interviews of his where his brain just all of a sudden stops working. This is something that has happened throughout the years. Yeah, this is a consistent pattern of behavior that's been happening throughout the fucking years, where it seems like, specifically, Mitch McConnell's brain just would, like, stop working in the middle of interviews. He would trip over himself, and would have to be, like, not carried around, but rolled around in a fucking, within a wheelchair, which is not particularly fucking great. Which may suggest that his, brain is not 100% there, and he may be having trouble with motor skills and whatnot. For, well, what reason exactly? Because he's extremely fucking old. I mean, the bro is fucking 84 years old, and has been apparently dealing with a whole lot of health issues, because, again, bro is really, really fucking goddamn old. But there are also multiple reports from various sources claiming that Mitch McConnell has been unconscious for weeks and is likely brain dead. So now it's going from, cardiac arrest, and it's now being reported that he's been unconscious and hospitalized for a long time. Which, again, from what I understand, he has been basically gone for a very, very, very fucking long time. Yeah, like, very, very fucking long time. Like, he's not been on the floor of the Senate for, I think, about 3 weeks, because of the, because of, more than likely, the fact that he's probably been hospitalized that whole time. Yes, apparently his daughter also deactivated their fucking Twitter account as well. I saw that as well. I didn't think it was, like, particularly relevant, because I don't think his daughter really, I don't know, wants anything to do with Mitch McConnell in particular. She probably thinks that Mitch McConnell is very evil. So I didn't find it, like, that's, like, kind of a whatever, like a nothing burger. Maybe she just deactivated her account because she was getting a bunch of spam messages about, all the rumors swirling around the rumor mill, if I were to take a guess, which I think is reasonable in that particular case, because it's just like, dog, I got nothing to fucking do with that. That's not my problem. really, which I think is completely fair. But this is the other thing, and it's like the strange, like, I guess, like, kind of xenophobic and misogynist angle in all of this. There's always been a lot of rumors amongst right-wingers about Elaine Chao, who is the wife of Mitch McConnell, basically talking about how she's like a CCP sort of asset and how she's basically not really doing much of anything in order to, well, seemingly take care of the fucking problems with Mitch McConnell, which I think is fucking ridiculous to say the least, but sure, man. I mean, if that's the fucking claim that you want to make, very, very fucking silly. But yeah, 3 days after Mitch McConnell suffered a heart attack and received CPR, his wife Elaine Chao fled to fucking China, which is obviously fueling rather a bunch of conspiracy theories saying that quote unquote Mitch McConnell is dead. We have not had any confirmation of that whatsoever. It more than likely because they're probably not gonna fucking report that unless they have like a replacement ready for Mitch McConnell. I mean, Charles Booker is probably going to. I know that Charles Booker is running for. I think it's Mitch McConnell's seat for the Democrats, and he did win the Democratic fucking primary. And I'm not sure if the Republicans have a replacement ready per se. They may want to get a replacement ready for him first. Before they announce that Mitch McConnell is either A, dead, or B, may not be fit for office anymore. It's one of the fucking two. Something like that. But here, I believe this is the reporter herself who initially broke this story, that being Desiree Townsend, saying, "I have heard the same thing from my sources for days. At this point, I am at the hospital for when they eventually decide to cut him off of life support and move his body. His Capitol Police detail is still here as of 3:39 p.m. Eastern Time." So apparently, yeah, he's been on like life support this whole time. I mean, he gets wheelchaired around. His brain barely fucking functions. Because the only purpose of Mitch McConnell is to just be like a vote. Like, that's literally it. To just rubber stamp anything that the Republicans are fucking doing. So they probably want him to keep him alive for as long as possible until they have some replacement ready to run probably against Charles Booker within the fucking primary, if I were to take a guess. But they probably do not want a special election for this to happen at this juncture, when specifically Donald Trump is trying to push really, really hard for the Save America Act, and as well as the housing bill that's... well, I mean, the housing bill is slated to be put into place on the 10th, whether Trump signs it or not. But I think Trump more specifically wants everyone in place to push for the Save America Act. Something like that, exactly. So, yeah, I guess for the time being, Mitch McConnell is still in hospital on life support, just kind of hanging in there as like a rubber stamp for the Republican Party. And he's just like kind of, I don't know. I was going to say like Bing chillin' or something. Who exactly knows what the fuck is going on right now with Mitch McConnell? Is he dead? Is he alive? Is he still on life support in the hospital? I have no fucking idea. Who the fuck knows what exactly is happening with Mitch McConnell? But this much is fucking clear. He's probably on his way out relatively soon, and this is something that's probably been, well, something that's probably was going to happen for the latter part of about 2 to 3 years, because his like mental decline, generally speaking, has been something that's been observed for quite a fucking while. And, I mean, listen, the legacy of Mitch McConnell will not be a good one when he's gone, and he will be remembered for being an incredibly, incredibly evil fucking goddamn senator. But, you know, what can you fucking do? That's the standard of the fucking Republican Party. All these motherfuckers tend to be incredibly fucking evil. Don't think there's really much else to say besides that. No, they pretend they do have standards, but whatever. All right. Let's get started with this, shall we? Well, man, I think they may be calling this one of the most corrupt things that FIFA has ever done in a while. But Trump appears to have set his thumb on the scale for a red card that happened to Balogun. Balogun? I forget his fucking full name. But one of the U.S.'s main fucking goal scorers on their fucking team. And I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter overall because they ended up still losing to Belgium 4-1, but whatever. I guess there's that specifically. But basically the fact that Donald Trump got in contact with FIFA's fucking president to essentially say, well, I want you to review that play. When it's pretty evident and clear that, yeah, bro fucking probably deserved that red card that Balogun? Balogun? I'm really bad with fucking names. I always forget names. Yeah, more than likely, like, in terms of, because I got a buddy of mine who, obviously watches a lot of soccer, talks about this shit all the time. He said that pretty much without any exception, if something like that happens, where it's a attempt at a fucking tackle, and you step on the fucking foot like that, it's pretty much red card with no exceptions. That's always been the fucking rule. So Donald Trump saying that, well, I thought it was pretty bullshit, even though I don't know what a fucking red card is, because he definitely doesn't watch any, well, football, of course, or soccer, whatever. So him not knowing what a red card is, him looking at it's like, yeah, that's pretty bullshit, and him saying to Giovanni, what's his name? Gianni Infantino. There we go. Him saying that, hey, can you take a look at this again? When it's been made very clear that Gianni has been trying to do everything possible to simp to Donald Trump. Should be really not surprising that, they decided to evoke a particular title called Title 27, which is something they did not evoke since 1962 to make sure that Balogun was able to come back or had his one-day suspension reversed from that red card that he fucking got. All right, what do we got here from the president?
But all I did, I asked for a review because I didn't think it was a foul. And, again, I'm good at this stuff. I didn't think it was a foul.
Did he deserve he made this dangerous challenge? The referee checked VAR, then came back and showed him a...
Because again, at this point in time, he was not going for the ball. He went for the fucking ankle, dude. That's a red card. The ball is on the off foot, right? Didn't even fucking reach it, and he was already going for the challenge. He was already fucking touching the fucking ankle right there. Dude, this is period, end of story. This is a red card. This is the correct call there by the referee. Period, end of story. Like, you guys are fucking cooked. Anyone who's a soccer fan will just be like, yeah, dude, you guys are fucking cooked, bro.
I thought it was two great athletes that crashed into each other and got entangled. That was not a guy punching somebody in the face or anything that, would be different. And I think it's...
attempted ankle break by the looks of it. Yep, it was a bad challenge, basically. It was a dangerous challenge, as it was said there by, I don't know, the AI voice here? Whatever. So I think the red card is absolutely fucking warranted, right? And by the way, no one agrees with this decision, or the fucking president. All the Team USA fans and all the people who actually watch soccer in the U.S. are saying like, no, that was a correct red card to give. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, the only reason why this decision got reversed is purely political.
I think it's a terrible. If they
also, by the way, a quick reminder: these are also all the exact same motherfuckers who basically did everything possible to make it as difficult as possible for the Iranians to be able to participate within the fucking tournament. So it's like, as far as I'm concerned, there is no standard here by the fucking Trump administration. All of this is purely fucking political, and I mean, they ended up getting fucking trounced by the Belgians anyways.
Wouldn't allow, a top player, maybe the best, maybe among the best players on the team, to play. I think it would have had a big stain. And I related just that feel. I didn't tell him what to do. I can't tell him what to do. But and I don't believe he made the decision. I think it was a committee that made the decision. And they made the right decision because, number one, it wasn't a foul. And you want to see a game with your best players. You don't want to say, how would you feel if I took, we take Messi out? Look, he ran into somebody. Or we took...
I mean, Ronaldo has had 2 red cards and 2 one-day suspensions in the World Cup. And those were allowed to be maintained. Because, again, the biggest problem with this is... It wasn't the fucking call. The call was fine. Calls like this have been reversed before. The main specific issue, because that's like the whataboutism that a lot of these people are bringing up, saying like, well, Ronaldo and a bunch of other players had decisions reversed. The problem is that it's Donald Trump who contacted the FIFA president to try to reverse the fucking position. Like, that's it. Yeah, if Messi tried to break a guy's ankle, yeah, he should get a fucking red card. And dude, it looks like he was trying to fucking break the guy's ankle.
Ronaldo, you bumped into...
Or honestly, it was just a bad fucking challenge. But Trump doesn't watch fucking soccer. That's obvious. Just from the way he's talking about the fucking game. He doesn't watch the fucking game. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Somebody, we're going to take you out of a game. He's great. Well, Harry Kane, we're going to take you out of the game, Harry, because you happen to hit somebody a little bit harder than... You can't do that. If you would have taken him out, I think it would have really stained this incredible champion. We got to have our best players, and Belgium's got a great team, by the way. We got to have our best players, and they have to have their best. And if we win or we lose, it's fair. Otherwise, let's...
Oh, I don't know. My chat's covering it up, but, oof. 4-1. Nice job, Trump. Because, I mean, listen, the U.S. made a pretty good fucking run this year, and it's all tainted because of this fucking idiot over here.
Say we lost him and we lose the game. It would be a terrible thing. So
bad,
folks. A really brilliant decision. I think the referee's call was horrible. And nobody talks about that. They talk about the red card like it's fine. Nobody talks. The referee's decision to red card. I didn't know what the hell a red card was. When I found out, I said, you got to be kidding. This guy just hit.
That should pretty much tell you everything you need to know. This fucking dumbass has, like, literally no idea what the fuck he's talking about. I didn't even know what a red card was before, but I thought it was a terrible decision. It was totally off. Like, I don't know why this decision's being made. It's like, bro, if you didn't even fucking know, why are you talking about this? Like, you're stupid.
Hands up. Okay, your best player's not going to play next week or in the next game. I said, wow, that's a lot of power. That's terrible. But then I looked at his past, and it wasn't so great. Okay.
So what Trump is mentioning there is Balogun? I don't know how to fucking pronounce his name. I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry. His mom basically, and he's a citizen directly from a byproduct, rather, directly of birthright citizenship. Unironically, his mom basically got stuck between flights in the U.S., and that was when she gave birth to him. Yeah. He is a citizen directly of the United States of America through birthright citizenship, which you tried to overturn, you fucking dumbass, but whatever. Trump doesn't give a shit about any of this stuff. And here's Trump basically trying to say that Belgium, if they were to beat them, well, they did, so I guess he is probably saying that the game's fucking rigged, that he's just gonna, like, immediately put forward the fucking cope of the fact that his dumbass lost the fucking 2020 election. It's incredible. Saying that it's, well, if Belgium beats us, that means it's fucking rigged. It's all rigged. It's a bunch of bullshit. Incredible to me, dude.
No matter what happened, you have to let them use their best players. And the game tonight's going to be amazing, and we're going to have a full team, and Belgium's going to have a full team. And you know what? If they beat us, then they can be really proud. The other way, if they beat us, we'll say it was rigged, just like the election was rigged in 2020, but I won't get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Again, like, expected childish behavior from an incredibly fucking childish president should we really be fucking surprised that he's trying to say, oh, the game was rigged? It was all rigged because of a rigging that I did specifically. So Belgium now winning, it's all fucking rigged. And of course, the message of specifically Trump, it is Belgian. Okay, I am saying his name correctly then. But yeah, you know, as fucking expected, Donald Trump thanking the decision on Truth Social because, again, it's... The corruption here is extremely, extremely fucking clear. And this is, again, the main reasoning for as to why Gianni Infantino decided to even go ahead with the reversal decision before is because, again, this is the same dude who presented the FIFA World Peace Prize to Trump, well, specifically, which is like made up bullshit. And it's very clear that this dude's doing anything possible in order to suck up to fucking Trump. Like, it's extremely fucking obvious. He got contacted by Trump, told to probably reverse the decision, but quote unquote tried to optically say that, I just want you to take a look at it. Just take a look at it, folks. You know, I just want you to take a look at it. Just reverse the decision, come to the correct place, blah, 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 blah. And that's really about it. It's blatant fucking corruption. That much is extremely obvious. And the reaction to the decision here by the Royal Belgian Football Association was saying that they were astonished by this. Because, obviously, yeah, like, doy. Them being astonished by this decision is not really surprising. Because, again, in order to go ahead with this decision, FIFA pulled up something called Article 27, which is essentially, in so many words, the we can do whatever the fuck we want sort of rule, where the board on FIFA can take like whatever executive decisions that they want in order to be able to reverse particular decisions. And the problem is like, again, FIFA has reversed red card decisions in the past, right? Again, like Ronaldo has had multiple red card decisions reversed and multiple one-game suspensions also reversed as well. The problem is, and this is for the fucking conservatives out here, is the fact that it's more than likely the case that it was Trump who decided to put his thumb on the scale for that. That's the fucking issue. So, again, that's the problem that everyone is having with this in particular, is the fact that, the President of the United States, the most powerful man on the fucking not the universe, on the planet, basically decided to put his thumb on the fucking goddamn scale and say, listen, Gianni, I want you to reverse the decision because I want all my players to play. So just take a look at it, and just come to the correct conclusion. And that much is extremely fucking clear here from the behavior of the Trump administration. Again, fundamentally speaking, this is not honest. And yeah, I'm not really surprised. The Belgians are probably just like, bro, what the fuck? We all saw the exact same fucking footage. Dog, his fucking foot was already touching the back of the leg of this... I don't remember who exactly they were playing. Exactly. His foot's also nowhere near the ball to be able to do a challenge like this, and he ended up stepping on the fucking ankle, right? Now, whether it's not intended or by accident, it doesn't matter. The action fucking happened, and reds are given based off of that specifically. So, again, cope and fucking see, this is a red card. That's a correct call from the fucking referee. And even, Team USA fans are saying, like, bro, like, what the fuck? It's a bunch of bullshit. And they would have more reason to be biased in this particular sort of case. But whatever, Trump is an unprincipled fucking hack, and, well, none of these people really care about that. But, okay, I do have to say this, because I did think this was a little funny here. The fact that these fucking dumbass, like, MAGA supporters are making, like, AI memes saying that they got the Trump, that Balogun, a birthright, someone who has citizenship through the 14th Amendment, through birthright fucking citizenship, basically is bringing up the Trump Uno reverse card to the fucking red card. Like, again, this is just to say that none of these people have any fucking principles or beliefs. And and they are willing to defend the dude who got his citizenship for through birthright citizenship, which fucking Donald Trump tried to overturn. And they're just happy about the fact that, oh yes, look at my president being unfair and actually rigging something in sports. Again, these are also all the same dudes who love to constantly bitch, moan, and fucking complain about fairness within sports when it comes to trans people. But all of a sudden, like when President Trump decides to be incredibly corrupt and put his thumb on the scale and be unfair himself and rig something to try to benefit the United States of America, all of a sudden that's like A-okay and fine and dandy because Donald Trump decided to do it. Again, conservatives are all hypocrites and they don't fucking believe in much of anything. Yada, yada, yada. None of us should be really surprised by these actions from the fucking goddamn conservatives. But yeah, I mean, like, what else is there to really say here? It's extremely clear, I think, in my mind, that this is a clear case of corruption here by the president. Him deciding to put his thumb on the scale for the benefit of the national team of the United States of America during the World Cup in order to get a beneficial fucking outcome for his team and try to rig the outcome of a fucking game based off of something that is extremely like an extremely obvious fucking call there by the referee that all these dumbasses are basically mad about. For what reason exactly? Oh, because of the fact that they're just mad that the referee made the objectively fucking correct call. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah, like, fuck this fucking bullshit where Donald Trump decided to basically force FIFA to pull out some like random not even 6-year-old, like old fucking ruling where the FIFA can just pull out the do whatever the fuck we want button and basically get something that is beneficial to the president, because again, the current president of FIFA is more than likely completely and utterly deferential to Trump. It's really, really fucking stupid, and we should not be surprised about, well, any of this behavior from Trump. Whoa, he corrupts literally everything he touches. Who would have fucking thought? Don't think there's really much else to say besides that. Alright, cool. Who are we reading out to today? I do see Jack is streaming. Also see that One Hand is streaming as well. I also see that Sad Girl is also streaming. Although they have whatever the fuck audience prerequisites to stream into them. Oh, let me see if I can get around them. Nope. Nope. We're too small. So we'll write out to Riverboat Jack. Because I put the exclamation mark. That's why the fuck it didn't work. I'm still questioning on if I want to take off Wednesday so then I could prepare all of my stuff for the 4 days that I am gone. Well, okay. In reality, I actually have to have stuff uploaded for 5 days. Because, what? I have to have shit for Thursday. I have to have shit for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and also Monday. So I have to do all that stuff. Down, you can just like work on it now, forehead. I mean, I could, but I could just fucking work on it. I'll see. I'll figure it out. I'll see how much I have to do. Blah blah blah. Anyway, raid messages. You know what to do. You know what to say. If you're a sub, you say you've been blessed by Romanian Jesus with the transcribe with the Daho Reboots. If you're a sub, if you're a non-sub, you say the wow with the Daho Reboots. How we show appreciation. Those are NTK's gamers. I will be back tomorrow. And more of the same. Satisfying our factories. And also dealing more yapping, of course, about the news and whatnot. Blah 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 blah. NU gamers, I will be back tomorrow. Same time, same place, same face. Peace out, gamers.